He wasn't able to make it.
Times were getting too hard, he had to lay him off.
Had to leave.
Yeah. I'm getting tired of feeding that thing.
So what you want to do?
Hey, let's do the apple tree story.
The apple tree story.
We
Okay.
had done that for a while.
All right. We can do that.
We'll do the apple tree story.
All right.
I may have to. I'm gonna try this. I wandered far away from God. Now I'm coming home. The path of sin too long I've trod. Lord, I'm coming home. A preacher closed a revival in a small town. He boarded the train to start on his long journey home. He sat down beside a young man and he tried to start a conversation with him while making some comment about the weather. But the young man didn't answer. So they rode on in silence. But in a little while, the young man broke down and he began to cry. The preacher leaned over and put his arm around his shoulder and said, "Son, I'm a minister, and I'd like to help you in some way if I can." He said, "Yes, preacher. I feel like that I've just got to talk to someone." You see, about 2 years ago, I became so wicked and so mean that my parents just couldn't do anything with me anymore. My dad came to me and he said, "Son, you're worried your poor old mother and me to death, and we just can't handle you no more. So it looks like that we're just gonna have to ask you to leave home." So you see, preacher, for the last 2 years, well, I reckon I've done just a little bit of everything that could be thought of that was wrong. But about 3 weeks ago, I knelt down at an old-fashioned altar, and I gave my heart and my soul unto God. And the first thing that I thought of was that old gray-haired mom and dad. And oh, how I'd love to see them just one more time. So I sat down and I wrote Mom and Dad a letter. Told them I'd be on this train. And if they wanted me to get off, well, I would. Now this kind of confused the preacher just a little bit. And he said, "Son, how you gonna know if they want you to get off or not?" And he said, "Preacher, just about all my life, we lived by these old railroad tracks in a little rundown shack. And out in the backyard stood a great old big apple tree. And I told Mom and Dad in that letter, if they wanted me to get off this train, just have a white flag hanging in that old apple tree and I'd see it. And then I'd get off." So again, they rode on in silence. But in a little while, the young man broke down and he began to cry again. The preacher said, "What's wrong now, son?" He said, "I'm almost home, preacher, but I can't look." home. I'm too scared to look. The preacher said, son, that'll be all right. I'll look for you, and I'll be your eyes. So he leaned over and he wiped the dust from the window so he could see. And as they rounded a curve in that old track, a great big smile came over his face. Well, he said, Sonny, don't look at me like you've got a thing in this world to worry about. I said, it looked to me like that old apple tree's in full bloom. Not only white flags hanging all over it, but down underneath an old gray-haired mom and dad. They're wearing a great big old white bed sheet. Said, come on home, son, 'cause we still love you. And you know what, neighbor? Well, Heavenly Father, he's just like that. Ain't that right, Sid? Well, sure he is. He's just like that. And you know what? He could be talking to somebody here right now. Then come on home, son. Come on home, daughter. 'Cause I still love you. God bless you.
Man, that's Freddie Johnston, all the way from Batesville, Arkansas. Now you see why we get him up and do that all the time.
We do have that on CD.
Yeah, we recorded a CD. We took him in the studio and recorded a CD. Actually, we've done 2 CDs with him just to help spread the word, and he's got them there in his pouch on the back of the machine there. And if you'd like one,